Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liliana Patterson, and today we'll be talking about 6 things to know before getting an apartment in the UK. Okay, so before we get into the video, I'd like to say, if you're a first subscriber or a first timer, I want to welcome you to this page, and as you go on, I hope you subscribe and click the like button and comment, and like we've been doing here previously, spread the love. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning, and I hope to see you in other upcoming videos. Okay, so let's get into the video. So first off, we would be talking about the 6 things to know. There are so many things to know, but I'm just going to be talking about 6 things to know before getting an apartment in the UK, and some of them will be reflecting on what I actually went through before I got an apartment. So I'm sure this video is new to all those who have been seeing my video. Like how would I put it? So usually most of my videos I'm always moving around, walking up and down, but today we are at one point, and you can see my room. It's really not there yet, but we'll do some things to just touch up this video later on. But okay, let's move into the 6 things to know before getting an apartment in the UK. First thing to know is the location. So first and foremost, you need to have at the back of your mind, where would you like to stay? What kind of environment would you like to stay? Do you want to stay in the city center? Do you want to stay away from the city center? Most of all these usually the location will determine how much you are willing to get an apartment. So when I was getting an apartment, I was mainly focused on getting an apartment within the city center, because it was easier to like connect to other places. So basically where I stay, once I just come out of my building, just in front of me is the bus station, and I can take that to out of the city center. I can basically go anywhere. The train to other cities in the UK or other parts in Manchester, it's really easy to access. Location was mainly centered around the city center. So while we were talking, we talked about budgets. So the second thing to consider when trying to get an apartment is the budgets. How much are you willing to pay to get an apartment? So like I said earlier, that most of all of this will be reflecting on the decisions I made while getting an apartment. So one of the reasons why I moved or decided to stay in Manchester was because of the cost of living. So the cost of living was relatively fair compared to London, but and also there are some parts in Manchester that are a bit on the high side, depending on what you're looking for and depending on your budget. So basically what I did was, on the app where I was searching for apartments, so I used Rightmove to search for my apartment, and I was going for viewings and all that through Rightmove. So once you go to the app, you would see above it, you will see minimum price, and you will see maximum. So basically what that means is, what's the minimum rent you're looking for and what's the maximum rent you want. So when you put that in, what will come up will be things ranging from this to this, and you see the ones that are also in between. So that was basically what I did, and I got something around my budget, and yeah, so it worked for me basically. But these are two things you should consider when trying to get an apartment. One, the location, the budget, how big is your pocket, what can you afford, something that you can afford. Because if you by any chance miss your bill payments or your rent payment or whatever it may be pertaining your anything that is binding you on the tenancy agreement, you will definitely be fined for it, especially in this part of the world, especially in the UK. You'll be fined for it, and they will make sure that they collect that money from you like as if it's your actual rent. So when looking for an apartment, always consider your budget. Let it be something that you know you can work with. So the third one I'll be talking about will be deposits and reposits. So I'm just going to make it very brief so I don't really bore you guys with all of this. Most of this information, you can get it anywhere. You can Google it, you can check UK government's website, a lot of it, and you'll find in-depth information about it. But I'll just do the little I can and play my own small parts in it. So the deposits and reposits. So when you're trying to get an apartment, usually you pay a deposit fee. So what that deposit fee is for is, it's like an upfront fee for a month. So that fee will be held to, it will be refunded back to you at the end of your tenancy agreement, depending if you do not damage the apartment, you don't have any outstanding bill or whatever. The landlord will refund you that deposit fee. But if in a situation whereby you probably damage something in the house, or you miss the payment, my brother, my sister, cancel your mind with that money. It's not coming back. Just remove your mind, because the landlord will use that money to fix it or to pay an outstanding bill, or if maybe you miss a rent, that deposit fee would cover for it. And there's also what is known as a holding deposit. So basically what a holding deposit is to take off the apartment from the market. That's, you're showing your interest in this apartment. Okay, take this money, hold this apartment for me, I want this apartment. So when you finally come and they sign the contract and you become a tenant, that holding deposit will be used as your first month's rent. So when we were trying to look for a house, guys, it was something else. But that particular video, that particular information will be on a different video, not today. So it actually took us a while. That at the point we're really desperate in getting a house. I'm just happy that we got the right one at the end of the day. So we saw a house we really liked and we spoke to the agent about it. But the thing is, most times you have to, sometimes you might really show interest and sometimes it might just not fall through. So but what we did was we paid a holding deposit. Told them, see, we're really interested in this house, take this money and take this house off the market. The moment we paid for that holding deposit, it was off the market. It was no longer on Rightmove, it was not anywhere. So it's a security fee that, okay, as bad as bad, you're getting the house. So after we did that, we got the house, obviously, and so on. Now there is also what is known as reposit fee. So unlike the deposit fee that is usually 4 to 5 weeks worth of rent, which is a month upfront rent, the reposit is usually 1 week. It's less expensive. It saves tenants the cost of moving in. For some people, they don't have that 1 month worth of rent extra to pay. So most landlords will tell you, okay, pay a reposit fee, but it depends. Some people will tell you to pay that deposit fee regardless. And even if you pay for the reposit fee, it doesn't cover for the damages. Unlike the deposit fee that it covers for damages and all that, at the end of the day they use that to fix the house. But the reposit fee does not cover for any damages. You are still liable for any damage it costs to the house, any unpaid bill or whatever it may be, and it is not refunded back. That 1 week of money is not refunded. So the next one we'll be talking about is the credit check. So it was when I got to the UK that I really got to understand what the credit check was all about and how serious it is in this part of the world. So when we're trying to get an apartment, most of the landlords will ask you, are you working? Do you have a job? All those really, interrogative questions, and they'll also want to carry out a credit check to check your payment history. Are you a debtor? Do you pay on time? Do you have any outstanding bill? How good are you with your finances? So when I first newly came to the UK, I didn't have an account, so it was impossible to carry out a credit check for me. So what I did was, when I'm talking to the agents or whoever, I would always let them know that, okay, see, I'm willing to pay 6 months upfront. So that was basically my go-to thing, because if there is no way they can do a credit check for you, they are not, see, agents here they are making gain. They are making gain. They are not, you know. So basically what I did was, I'm always telling them, okay, see, I'm new in the UK, but I'm willing to make 6 months worth of payments upfront, and that gets their attention. Like, okay, the landlord wants 6 months, okay, the landlord wants 12 months. So, but always prepare your mind that if you're new in the UK and you don't have any credit check or whatever, just have at the back of your mind that you will be paying 6 months worth of rent, depending on your agreement between you and the landlord. So a lot of things here add up to your credit score, so you need to always pay your bill on time, no matter what. Keep your credit score good, because it will take you a long way, especially when you want to rent an apartment or get a loan or whatever it may be. So credit score is one thing to have at the back of your mind. So another thing we'll be talking about is furnished or unfurnished. So another thing you need to consider is, do you want your apartment to be furnished? Do you want your apartment to be unfurnished? So basically, when I was looking for a house, and since I moved to the UK just newly, obviously I did not come with all my chairs and bed from Nigeria. So I was mainly looking out for houses that were furnished, and I was able to get them. But personally, I think it was comfortable and easier for me to just get a furnished apartment. So there's also the unfurnished apartment. So they are usually less expensive than the furnished one because of the furniture inside. So you need to weigh your odds. What do you want? Do you want your apartment to be furnished, or do you want it to be unfurnished? So another thing to consider is the tenancy agreement. Now, this is the cocoa. This is the main thing. You need to really look at your tenancy agreement with a microscopic eye, because anything you miss out, or you don't read properly, or you don't understand, you will be charged, fined, you will be liable for anything that is in it. Make sure you read your tenancy agreement very well and you understand every aspect of your tenancy agreement. If you notice any maintenance issue, make sure you report it on time. And that's basically it. But ensure to understand your tenancy agreement to the core, and you'll be fine. You'll basically be fine. So for those of you moving to the UK, I hope this video was informative to you, and I hope it will be helpful, because I had help along the way. To be honest, I didn't do it alone. I had help, and I'm just here to just offer my little help the way I can. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for staying to the end. I love you so much, and please do not forget to like, subscribe, you know, turn on the notification button, and so on and so on and so on, and help grow this channel. Thank you so much, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.